Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I have a video all about starting your own business. I have started one business, I'm about to start my second business, and I wanted to give you my best advice or process on following just a starting point if you're wanting to start your own business and you don't know where to start. This video is sponsored by Squarespace, so I'm going to jump right in. The first thing that you want to do, which you've probably already been dreaming about, is finding a product or thinking of your product or a service that you want to offer. So for my first business, I have a brand that sells makeup brushes and false lashes. And then you want to find a manufacturer for the product if it is a product. And that's where I spent a lot of time researching, getting samples, changing things, and I learned so much about the process of how brushes are made. It's not as simple as just ordering a brush set off of Alibaba and just selling it. Not if you want something custom, because there's everything from the rose gold ferrule to the name on the brush, the brush handle, the bristles, the packaging. There's a whole lot of things that go with the product. I actually spent years doing that and went through a lot of different manufacturers till I found the right one. And you've also got to think about quantity, because some manufacturers like, oh no, we only deal with like thousands minimum order quantity or tens of thousands. And then some are like, oh yeah, 20 sets is fine. So you've got to find the right manufacturer that's going to meet your needs in quantity wise and quality, and then, you know, willing to be flexible if you want things changed as well. Sometimes they can be a little bit funny changing things. You've got to have a really good relationship with them. With that product, of course, you want there to be a need for that product and what is going to set you apart from the rest of the market, whether it's you offer something different or it's the price or it's a store where you can get all these things at once. And that kind of goes along with your mission statement, which you should be developing around the same time. Why you started the brand. For me, why I started the brush brand was because I was so sick of looking in my little brush caddy and like seeing so many mismatched brushes. Like I would use so many different brands and it would just annoy me. I just wanted beautiful brushes that were aesthetically pleasing, looked the same and performed really well, and then sell it at an affordable price. Back in the day when I started makeup brushes were so expensive. Like the set that I sell, the full price is $169.95, but you would literally have paid like $300 for this set back in the day. Now, depending on quality and where it's sourced from and you know how much it's customized, you can get it for cheaper or you can pay a lot more. So along with that, you obviously, when you're importing it, you've got to consider the price of the product and then the shipping and how you're going to ship it here. You can go by air, sea, and it does cost a lot to get the product here depending on where you are getting it from in the world. So for example, my brushes were from China and I had to pay like thousands of dollars to get them shipped here, but it's just the cost of what it is. So you've got to work that into it when you are considering the price as well. Moving on to the name. I knew that I wanted to do a brush set, but it took me a long time to figure out the name. I can't even remember what my other options were for names, but when you think of a name, you do want to check a couple of things. You want to make sure that the domain's available or an alternative domain. I made the domain for Quartz Beauty, quartzbeautyshop.com, because that was available. And then you want to check socials as well. So check all of that and see if it's available and you're happy that if it's not available, then it's Quartz Beauty Shop, things like that. You also want to check your business registers in whatever country you are in to make sure that that is available and it's not taken. And then once you've set on the name and you're sure that they're available, go and get those names, go and get those domains, go and get the Instagram handle, go and get the Twitter, go and get everything that you need. And then, you know, if you end up changing it, you can just like set them free. So the next thing that you want to think about is the website. I sell these brushes online and I'm starting my next business online as well. That is just the best way. Considering I have this online platform, I have viewers from obviously around the world, but mainly based in Australia. A website is the best way to reach them. I don't think it would be smart for me to set up a store where I live, because the cost in rent and everything, it just wouldn't make sense for how much traffic I would get to the store. So it makes sense for me to save on that money of rent, have the products here, which honestly, there's not that much space taken up by the products anyway. It just means that I can have a low startup cost by doing it online. So with the website, I can highly recommend Squarespace. Squarespace is an online platform where you can create a shop, but you can also create other platforms such as a blog or a portfolio. But I do have crystalerinconte.com.au, which I started off as a blog, but now I've got it as a shop for selling my artwork and my Lightroom preset as well. So it's great because you can sell a service, you can sell a physical product like the artwork, and then I can sell a digital download like the preset where you download it to your phone and then you can use it from there. They do have really great analytics that you can download. They have apps that you can access from your phone and you can just quickly check the sales and orders. And not to mention, you can of course customize your site any way that you want. They do have an amazing set of themes which will help to get you started. So you just can choose a shop theme and then you just go in and put in your products, and then you just change the photo, write up everything. You can pop in your shipping, and it just makes it so easy for you. And if you're unsure of anything, they have amazing help guides as well. They do have a 14-day free trial, but I do have a coupon code which will get you 10% off of our website or domain. So feel free to use that if you're wanting to sign up to Squarespace and see what it's all about. If you're thinking of starting an online store, I can highly recommend it. What goes along with the website is a logo, the colors you are thinking of having as your brand. You can either pay someone to make your logo, you can design one on Canva. That's a really great platform where it can give you ideas and then you can just change it, make it into whatever you want, or you might already know what you want to do. You might be that talented, you can just make it yourself. Plenty of ways to do it, but to do the website and the packaging and everything, you kind of need that logo first. Now, what I actually did is when I started Quartz Beauty is I set up my business through my accountant. So I paid him a certain amount of money and then he took care of, or the accounting firm took care of setting everything up, and I just needed to sign some documents. That way I knew it was all done, it was all above board, and it was set up the way that it needed to be set up. I would highly recommend doing that if you have no idea what to do like I did. I literally had no idea. So like, I know that there's business coaches that you can hire or you can have sessions with. They might be a great place to start, and they might give you the advice that you need to set it up yourself. Along with that, I set up a bank account and I just went into my bank, and it was a few years ago. So I went into the bank and I had an appointment and we talked through everything, and I set up an account where then I could link it to the website. So you can link it to PayPal and any other payment system as well. So then it comes straight back in there. Yeah, and then you also get I just have a debit card, I don't have a credit card. The last point that I want to talk about today is thinking about your packaging and shipping options. Now with Quartz Beauty, I started off like quite simple, just wrapped in tissue paper with a customized sticker, then wrapped in bubble wrap, and the way I send is just through Australia Post satchels personally. You've got to think about the fact that the packaging is going to eat into your profit, and you want to think of a shipping price that benefits both parties. I decided to offer free shipping above a certain amount, and I also made shipping a bit cheaper by paying for some of it myself with each parcel that goes out. Shipping is $6 for under $100, and then over $100 it's free, but I of course pay shipping, which is, I think it's $8.95, or maybe it's even more by now, but I pay the rest myself out of, you know, the profit that's made from the product. From my point of view, I personally didn't think, I felt like it was a little bit silly to spend all of this money on packaging because it just goes in the bin anyway, and I didn't want to contribute to landfill. I remember this one time when someone said, oh, you can get little plastic bags to put them all in, and I said, oh look, I'm trying to reduce that kind of thing. I try and do as little packaging or as easy as possible because it also adds to your time when doing the parcels, when, you know, doing the packaging and everything. It takes time if you've got more steps and everything to pack, if you've got a lot of orders. And then for the shipping, I decided to only ship to a couple of countries. It was just like really complicated at the time. But I feel like Australia Post has recently just consolidated all of their countries. Shipping is really expensive from Australia to another country, probably because they're so far away. I think shipping is, you know, around $30 to $40 to some countries. So I offer it at like 25 or 30. I can't even tell you. But you've got to meet in the middle kind of thing, but not lose too much money. And that's totally up to you. Whatever you decide. You might decide to offer free shipping. That's fine too. And it also depends on how many parcels you ship per week. I might have a couple of weeks where I send out like 50 parcels, but then I might not have a week where I send out any. With Australia Post, they go by how many parcels you send per week. So I just prefer to go in and buy the prepaid satchels, and then I can drop them off at a post box anytime, which is convenient for me. With my next business, Dashmail, I think that I will spend a little bit more time on the packaging. I'm trying to think of an idea now, and I'm thinking of maybe calico bags or something like that, just so that there's not so much wastage, because right now I send the brush sets in a box, which comes like really nicely presented, because you know, you do want to have the person open their parcel and, you know, be excited. And for me, like when you see the brush set in the bag, like it's beautiful, but the packaging isn't the best, and I'm aware of that. But it's just, the packaging just gets thrown out anyway. So you've got to find a happy medium with that, and then decide how much you want to spend towards that as well. Obviously, my businesses have been self-funded. I haven't borrowed money from anyone or a bank. They've just been money that I have made through my business, through mainly the money that I've made through YouTube and things like that. And then I've been able to start the businesses myself. So that was really important for me to be able to do that. It makes you also think, when it's your own money, about how it's spent and how much you want to spend on the product and on the packaging and everything like that. You've got to do a budget overall to see how much you're spending, because money does have an end. Yeah, you want to keep your business going and everything like that. So yeah, they're just some tips to get you started. I hope this kind of gives you a bit of a starting point or some other things to think about. If you're wanting to know more on these kind of topics, please let me know. Leave suggestions down below or any questions, and maybe I can film another little business video. So don't forget to check out Squarespace, link down below, and use my code for 10% off a website or domain. And yeah, thanks so much for watching. I hope you have a wonderful day, and I'll see you next time. Bye.
Recall when we were young, running from all things at once, without thinking twice.